Okay, so setup-wise, as we said, yeah, grip, I think where you have it there, for me, it's more about the grip pressure. You certainly were gripping it very tight in this. I said, well, what was different? He said, my thumb's changed. I tried to move your thumb. I just couldn't even move it at all. So everything was squeezing on for dear life there. Very, very tight. The issue, though, we had, though, partly because of that grip pressure being an issue, as we saw on the top of the back screen, now that blue line we're trying to move into, we were very sort of static and very stiff with the body. Couldn't really shift. You can see now at impact, your left heel's actually kind of never really returns back to being on the ground and then comes back at the end. So at the point of contact, a lot of weight now is favouring this back foot. You can see how your hips now very much sort of tilted up here, shoulders very, very left shoulder high. Now your head's looking down the goal ball well after the shot. So, but this movement now would encourage a lot of top shots because your club's going to be bottoming out early, and then when it comes to making contact with the goal ball, because it's hit the ground here, it's now rising up. So if you're on a poorish lie, you're going to catch middle of the ball if you're lucky, more often not top of the golf ball, and then you may get told, keep your left arm straight, keep your head down. That's what everyone gets told, unfortunately. Right, so the left hand one now, loose to grip and so on. Pretty much the same movement going back now. The left foot can move, okay? But watch your hip now moving into that green line there. At impact, you can see your left hip now a lot more on the wall. And just look at that follow through in comparison. Okay, to that follow through. I mean, your legs look as if they're trying to sort of like battle all over the place. You're trying your absolute damnedest to try and get around the corner and get there, but yeah, I mean, your right foot's still taking a lot of that weight to be found in the back foot. I mean, there's no weight on that foot at all, is there?
No.
I mean, if there was, you'd have rather sore toes after a game of golf. So the fact you're moving into a much more kind of vertical left side, again, I'm sure you watch golf on TV, that looks very functional. That looks a little bit kind of like, ooh. And you can imagine if that was on a sloping lie, you'd lose a lot of balance, wouldn't you? Your balance would be very much affected by that, which then comes back to that, I need to keep my feet on the ground more and not move so much and keep my head down and keep things straight and just lock everything. And the swing for me, really from the start, looked kind of a bit more rigid and quite stiff. The grip pressures obviously give away to that. If you're gripping it as tight as you were, there's no way you can kind of hinge and fold things up effectively. But what we're really looking for at impact is to get that lead foot on the ground. You look at this one here now as you come back to impact. Okay, there's your impact. Your left foot's on the ground nicely. There's a nice lead line through your left shoulder there. Your hips are a lot more kind of levelled off there rather than sort of tilted, leaning back and lifting up kind of mentality. Now, I think mainly the movement was caused by the tension, but also if you've got a golf ball, because of the tension, it's curving left to right. The way a lot of people fix that is, okay, I'll swing the golf ball or swing the golf club to the left to just compensate for that fade. Now, the way to do that is basically off your back foot. There's no way you can start the ball left consistently if you move to your left that easily, because you just did a smothered load to left. Okay, so you see like almost like a back foot cricket shot, yeah? You sort of guys get to the top of the bats and go, right, I want to start this left, and just go, whoops, and just send it to 11 o'clock on a clock face, yeah? Rather than getting the club face looser in your hands and your grip so you can control the face, and then moving on to that left side. It's about getting yourself, I think, static-wise. Obviously, I know you can play golf with Phil now, so don't want to overthink things as we say on the golf course. Statically, loose grip. Just think when you're holding the club, just be aware of your thumb pressure. If you can say, okay, release your thumb pressure, and then just sit there on top.
Is that okay? Is it okay to use that?
Doesn't mean, to be fair, where your thumb goes there is not really going to make any difference. It's more of a comfort. I just want that to be nice and loose. This should be that should be there, you see. That's what that thumb should be doing. They're just sitting on there for a ride on. It's not pushing the club down and squeezing tight with that golf club, okay? So get the grip pressure loose. Just be aware of that. Tricky holes, tough holes, awkward shots, frustration, whatever it may be, can just build into that tension. The more tense you get in the grip, the worse you're going to probably end up moving again, because you can't move as effectively. Once you're gripping it looser, the feeling now from here is, imagine that wall there is by your left side. You're going to move into that wall there, nicely plant that left on the ground, get into that good strike position, and then everything kind of just folds up nicely afterwards. Whereas from this one, if you're trying to get on that left side, you sort of back here, then nothing really shifts at all to the left, everything's on the back foot. And very, let's say, workman-like kind of follow through there, trying to do your best. Okay? Whereas that one looks like a very good functional movement, which in time, once it becomes more natural, which at the moment now obviously it won't be because it's new and very different.
I'm just thinking of it.
Exactly. It's going to take a bit of time. And I'll send this video through to you as well as a reminder, so when you go home tomorrow night or tonight when you finish, it can be there as well. What did he say again? I forgot. I think he said to be fair, all the lessons. So that'll be there as a reminder to go back over. So when you go and practice or play again, Just have those two things in your mind, okay? Looser grip, move left. So LG ML. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense then? Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Good stuff.
Definitely.
Excellent.